Okay, it is 4:45 PM on Tuesday, January 13th, 2026. I'll call this regular town board meeting for the town of LaPointe to order. Roll call, Mike Anderson.
Here.
Amy Baxter, Sue Brenna.
Here.
And Samantha Dobson.
Here.
Glenn Carlson here. We also have our town administrator, our zoning administrator, our town clerk, and Murph supervisor, and other members of the public. Is there public comment? Okay, moving on, town administrators report. Any questions or comments for Max? Max, I do have one question, and it wasn't in your report, but you have learned what the deadline is for us spending the money for the Big Baytown Park accessibility project?
No, I didn't get a definite answer. I got was it'd probably take them and us a good 6 months initially to even negotiate. It'll be a grant.
Mhm.
That'll take 6 months for that. Then I think we're out a couple of years to actually compete after the grant, is great.
Okay.
Nothing, no dirt will be turned over this year.
Oh, for sure. Any other questions or comments for Max?
Why do we want the law enforcement office moved? The law enforcement office moved.
We're just,
We need the space.
Oh,
They have an office over there.
and we.
I know, but it's just nice to call, if you need the police to call Georgine and then she leaves a note on their door.
Yeah, but that's
Like if
the way it's supposed to.
There, that's all locked up and
You guys didn't answer your question, but yeah, you were asking. About it?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm sorry. Then why do we are with Richard's duties now and
Yeah.
he's has a lot more visitors.
right, okay,
I need a place to get away from
Right.
all the people coming in.
yeah.
That's really.
And just so you know that we talked about it years ago, moving out there, moving to the ESB building.
Or the
So,
winter transportation.
yeah.
Yeah.
And it's set up for, well, it was set up after the fire, then they set it up for the ambulance people. But I mean, this isn't like, this didn't come out of the blue.
Right.
It's been talked about for a long time.
And they're both, Bill's leaving, but both Bill and Tom are for that.
Okay,
They're not against it.
To address Amy's questions, like when people call Georgine and Georgine does a note or something like that, is there a way that if that phone was not, well, no, never mind, it says.
you have to call dispatch. It makes it feel official. When I want to talk to them, I'm like, well, I don't want to go through dispatch. I just want to know
That's the way it's reported and that's the way it should be.
or what are, whatever. Yeah.
Going just to say, hey.
It's just a lot more in
Campers or
informal.
Julie, public comment was at the beginning of the meeting.
It's just a lot more informal to call town hall. That's
Okay, any other questions or comments for Max? Moving on, Public Works Director's report.
I got a question. And it's still here, so, on your spreadsheets, I mean, we don't have to go through the spreadsheets, but what is the difference between how many hauls you guys make this time of the year versus the height of summer?
Mike, I think we've skipped, we're on Public Works. Murph is the
okay.
next one.
Okay.
So, and Pete's not here, but are there any questions or comments that Max could, or Evan could pass along to him?
I had a question for Pete too.
Okay, go for it.
So you guys drug a new trench line, or Pete, or somebody drug a new trench line for the fiber optic? But you said on page 2 in Pete's report, he has that we didn't hit it. So why did we dig it?
I'm not sure, maybe Max knows more. I don't recall digging a trench for the fiber optic. When Joma was digging the footings for the solar panels, they hit fiber optic line.
So we did it for Jolma, basically?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just didn't quite understand if we didn't hit it, why are we digging it? Digging a new one? Okay.
Any other questions for Public Works? I would like to congratulate Trevor on getting his CDL learner's permit and going on to get his CDL. And I guess a question, maybe Evan, you can answer it. Are we concerned that we've used about half of our salt sand?
If we keep having weather like this, possibly, it's not that it's impossible to get more salt sand unless the boat shut down. Because we get our salt from the county, shop in Highbridge. And we can always dig into the sand pile out at the airport and find, dig below what frost is. And we've done that. We did that a number of years ago when we had weather like this where it was a constant thawing and freezing and we were using a lot of sand.
So it's more the salt that we don't have
It's
access to.
the salt that, because we have to truck it from Highbridge.
Okay,
So I don't know, maybe it's a discussion with Public Works and Pete and the board about possibly going to get another load of salt, just at least so we have it.
might not be a bad idea.
But with more of a larger population over here and again, the weather, it's just, there's a lot of sanding.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Any other questions or comments on the Public Works Director's report? Okay, moving on. Merck. Okay, now Mike.
Okay, now you know my question. So what is, you don't have to get into the specifics, but like what, if you guys haul 3 times a month this time of the year, what do you haul like in the height of summer?
You mean like December month versus July?
Yeah, just like the weight of the aluminum never changes. It's always the same weight. According to your spreadsheet, a
Yeah,
bale is a bale of aluminum, but it's the frequency. Like how many bales do you guys have to make now versus August 1st?
and I think in December, we made 3 or 4 bales, whereas in summertime, we're making 3 bales of cardboard a week. We're making a bale of aluminum every 2 to 3 weeks and a bale of tin a month. So
So it's like three times as much.
especially the cardboard,
Yeah.
it's absolutely amazing how much cardboard this island produces.
All right.
We've all been inside the freight
I wasn't
building.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, yes.
So, okay. Thank you, Evan. Any other questions for Evan? Okay, Airport Manager's report. Okay, Planning and Zoning Administrator's report. Thank you, Rich. County Manager's report. Police Chief's report. Fire Chief's report. Okay. I didn't get an ambulance director's
I have it.
report.
Yeah, I got.
I did see that. Okay, thank you. Just misplaced it. Okay, any on the ambulance director's report? Do your unanimous consent to place these reports on file?
Yep.
Yes. Moving on, Public Works, Road, Stock and Harbor. One is a purchase order for a scan tool.
I will make a motion to approve the purchase of the scan tool in the amount that you're gonna go with a tool or
2,500.
for 2,500.
Is there a second, moved and seconded? Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is a purchase order for plasma cutter. That is for $3,500 from Airgas.
Purchase order for the air gas.
Second.
Been seconded.
I just wondered, are the other two oxyacetylene torches? Or the other two? Whatever. Okay.
No, all three of those are plasma cutters. Currently over at the shop, we do have oxyacetylene. The brand that Pete went with for his plasma cutter is the same one that Gray Line uses, which was my recommendation back when I was there. It's
Right.
the same one they're still using. It's a very good brand. Airgas Supply is a very good dealer to deal with for a plasma cutter.
What does a plasma cutter do?
It cuts steel. You can buy a different tip for it. There's a tip for washing welds out. So if you need to take something apart that's welded, rather than a lot of grinding and cutting, oxyacetylene does not work well for that. It makes for a very clean disassemble of steel parts. And for cutting steel, it's a lot cleaner, faster, safer than using oxyacetylene.
Okay, thank you. Okay, there's been a motion and a second. All in favor, say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed? And carries. Next up. And now, Julie, we can hear from you. Discuss kayak rental business proposal at Big Bay Town Park.
Well, I know it's not a big, decision, or it's something small, but I've been working at the town park last summer and I don't think it was a single day they didn't ask me if we had kayaks for rent. Nowadays, we don't have any kayaks for rent, just for the family that just wants to go out on the lagoon. They do, at the Fossil or the other place, they do all of the group, and that goes out to the state park. So they really see those down there, and they really would like to be able to rent some. And so I just thought, since I'm already working there, why not have an added benefit to something that they're doing there? I know the park, like Max said, is gonna be all torn up. And if I just get an okay, I can get it started. I wanna see how it works, and I've got a list of things I would need to do to make it happen. Build something, but I wanna make it so it's just standing up, so it doesn't take a lot of room. There, and I know Ray had looked out there at the space and said, well, we probably should go right here, he did give me stuff, so. I don't know what kind of questions you guys would have about it, but
How many are you talking about?
I like about 10. If they're all straight up, you're not taking a lot of room. Have them locked up and have some kind of function where that they can pay that loan or something up at that register thing, and then I can get them unlocked. I mean, it's probably gonna be archaic. Ultimately, I'd like at some point to have an actual kiosk out there. But that also has to do with being able to unlock it.
Right.
Which we don't have internet down there, so.
Right.
So at this time, it would be a little chaotic and I'd have to be more hands-on.
Julie, this would be a private business?
Yes,
You'd operate on the side?
yes,
Okay, and,
so
I
I
guess-
guess. Money involved.
yeah, I think, I personally think it is a nice idea. It's unfortunate that the prior person didn't work out. And I would just propose that you talk to Pete, who's your
Yep,
supervisor, and Ray, and work through Max, come up with an actual written proposal that the board could take a look at, ahead of time. I think would have a lot better questions for you.
what's the things you have to get done with permit and insurance and
Sure.
then logistics,
Yeah.
and then we probably put something on the website, and maybe there's some kind of a pre-registration too, because a lot of these people really will want to do that.
Am I mistaken? Would the board generally like to see kayak rentals going on down there?
The first thing that comes to my mind is, I haven't been out there for a long time. So what do they rent out there now?
Nothing. Oh, they rent out the canoes, and
Yeah.
yes, Jimmy has
Kayaks.
canoes, and he doesn't want, I asked him about last summer about kayaks, he's like, no, we're not doing kayaks.
Okay, so nobody rents kayak.
No, and they just people have their stuff sitting there.
Mhm.
And they all see those there and they think you know, how much for the kayaks and,
Okay,
you know, it's an explanation every day about, you have to go to adventure vacations and do it that way. It's not like, oh, my family just wants to go on lagoon and have fun and do it for a few hours. So,
Does anyone else? Sam?
More of a comment. When you're preparing your report, can you put some emphasis on the safety procedures on it? Because I've spent a lot of time down there in the water with the kayaks, with adventure vacations, and my biggest concern is people not following the guidelines and staying, you say, in the lagoon and taking them out into the lake, and there being a lack of supervision. Then there's no lifeguard down there. And I say this from experience and just some of the comments I've gotten from tourists asking me questions that are alarming if they were to have access to a kayak with no guidelines or supervision. So,
well, there will be something they sign off on and taking responsibility as well, so then we won't have that responsibility.
But also give them warnings.
Well, of course, and I'm not very lenient, so I'm.
Do a lot of the people that want kayaks choose to use a canoe instead?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Anybody?
I mean, I encourage it all the time.
Right. Yeah, right?
Anybody else have any question or comment?
I like the idea of a proposal and
Sure. Okay. Thank you very much for bringing this up. Okay, moving on. Approve hangar lease amendment for lot 16.
I will make a motion to approve, is it a transfer? From Arnie to
It's an amendment, it says.
agreement, it says, it's agreement.
Amendment to the agreement.
I mean, so Arnie just wants Michael Stefan to take over his hangar?
But no, it was split between a guy named Davison and Arnie.
Yeah.
And then that Davison wants out, and
I got it.
this guy wants that half, that.
Okay, I got you.
Problem is, not problem, but it was so close to the expiration. This is just a kind of brand new.
I got you, yeah, I understand it. I'll make a motion to approve the aircraft hangar lease amendment as presented.
second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, planning and zoning. Resolution 2026-0113, intention to join the statewide public safety interoperability communication system.
Make a motion to approve resolution 2026-113.
A second.
With discussion.
Okay, Mike?
So on the bottom paragraph, and it says, on the bottom paragraph, and it says that when it becomes available, does anybody know when it will become available?
Yes, so they're in the process of rolling out. So we are in zone 6, which would make our zone 6 fully operational in 2027. However, we are applying for a grant where an award will be made in April. If we are selected, we can acquire the radios this fall. And then implement them around the end of the year.
Okay, got
We
it.
have a few already though,
We
right?
have a few that are sort of compliance, but this takes us into what the statewide requirement
Right.
is going to be. So we are applying, this is part of the paperwork. We would be applying tomorrow for that grant. This is a joint effort between the police, fire department, and emergency services. We've been meeting over the past month or so. We've got a great team effort. I shared with them a draft yesterday that was 90%. They're all on board. It's missing this and then Max's signature on the actual application.
Yeah.
And we would be submitting tomorrow. Now, the state is focusing on 3 southern areas. This go around, it's the priority. But it does a couple of things for us. Number one, I think that these would benefit the town, emergency services, police, fire immediately. So we are in a unique situation, so that's part of the reason for applying now. The second part is we are then a known quantity. This grant is not going to be available next year, but will be rebid in 2 years, and it will position us well, if not selected this year.
So won't it be that the whole state, the goal is for the whole state to have availability to WISCOM?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes, so we're trying to position ourselves, and I think this is a little bit of a long shot. But we figured out the plan within as to how to move forward.
Yeah, get your foot in the door. Yeah.
Yep.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any other discussion? And thank you, Rich, for your work on this.
Yeah.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, Madeline Island Child Care Task Force. Sam?
Well, I was hoping to see 2 more applications in the stack. That would have given us our 5+ people. So I know one is on vacation and the other one I'll reach out to. But I think we're in a good position moving forward. I was hoping to select people today.
Would you,
Can we select these? And
I
then
mean, are
I'd
you
be okay
okay
with that.
with all of these?
Yep. Yeah, and then I just had a question going forward. If we do have more than 5, is there potential to have all those people who sign up? Say we had 6. Are we limited to 5?
I mean, I think that we said 5 in the resolution. We can change it.
Okay. I understand the process.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so you're in favor of these 3 applicants plus yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Is there a motion to appoint Keisha Balak, Debbie Knopf, Cora Baxter, and as chair, Samantha Dobson to the Child Care Task Force?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries, and thank you. Good to work now. Yeah. Okay, next, Town Hall Administration, approve ice rescue MOU Exhibit B. We have a motion to approve that as submitted.
I'll make a motion to approve by rescue among you.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is approved contract with YWS Technology, and this is our current provider, if I understand it. Is there a motion?
I'll
I'll
make
make-
a, go ahead.
You go.
I'll make a motion to approve the contract between us and the YWS Technology LLC.
Second.
Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next is to approve employees being allowed to contribute an additional amount to their flexible spending account as is now provided for by the IRS regulations. To move to, what is the number now? 34. Okay.
Mhm.
Do we have a motion?
I'll make a motion that we approve raising the flexible savings account deduction amount from 26 to the new IRS maximum of 34 per employee per year.
Okay,
I'll second that with the discussion.
okay, discussion.
So whose responsibility is it to make sure that they follow the rules of the IRS? The towns or the persons or?
As far as the cap,
Yeah, I mean, as far as
What they
following the
spend it on.
rules of the IRS.
What they spend it on.
oh,
We have an administrator, right?
yeah,
Are you gonna,
that's, no, it's surety tax. And surety takes care of
okay,
that. We have to make sure that they don't, are, what we take out of their check is capped at 34.
okay, got it.
Okay, any other discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, discussion of temporary school location. Next.
Yeah, so it looks like both Joel, the maintenance guy at school, board, and Kate, our teacher, are focusing on the summer rec building. Yeah. I was there with Kate. Joel was there already with Pete Liggins, and it's going to work. It will take, we'll have to shut off this is only for April, May, and first part of June. It could be in September if they don't finish, but for now, we will have to lock the exterior access to the bathrooms. The kids have an interior access, but for safety, we'll lock that and just direct tourists up the street to the museum for the bathrooms. But other than that, there's no kitchen, so has to be a workaround in terms of providing lunch for the kids. But nobody seems to think that's a big problem. They also looked at Mesa, but the school board doesn't like the fact that it's that far out of town. They'd rather have it closer into town. And it'll be nice for the kids. They can go right out. There's a playground, right there. So that's gonna be nice.
You know, the only thing that comes to mind with me is there's so many years that businesses have always directed tourists to the public restrooms in that building.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be hard, you'd have to take the public restrooms sign down, and then it'd be hard for the businesses to quit saying, public restrooms are right up the street here.
Well, we could move one of the porta potties from the pocket park there.
Well, I'm just saying that's,
We have two, right, in the pocket park?
Think-
So if we move one to the rec center, there's at least one porta potty there.
There's a spare one in the township.
Okay, or use the spare one.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of the non-school kids who use the park in the spring, who are gonna be like 2, 3, 4, and have to run all the way across town to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Like, I think there really needs to be some type of bathroom immediately adjacent.
Like a porta potty.
Yeah, yeah.
Right, thank you. Any other comments?
You kind of touched on it, but, can you assure us that this option will work in the fall if the school were to
Yeah.
need it?
Yeah.
And they only expect it to go into September, not into the colder season of October, November? I know it's a guess, but that's my biggest concern is that you're gonna have, those kids transitioning in the fall, and it'd be nice to just be in a building that will also work in the fall in that case.
There is a mini split. It would be capability to provide some heat. And if it goes in, let's say October, I think that would be fine. It wouldn't be good for January.
Right.
There's a mini split.
Okay.
Bathrooms do stay open almost till November.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay.
Okay, any other comments, questions?
Won't the music still be going on at the rec center in September?
What?
The
the point, yeah, the stage,
Yeah,
yeah.
so can we unlock the bathrooms during the night for those concerts?
Once the kids are.
Once the kids, yeah,
So it can be opened as soon as school is done on those days, and then it's a public normal restroom, or will it be shut completely during that time?
Well, as long as we can just make sure from security that it's locked.
Yeah.
for the kids.
All right, good luck.
Did you say?
And that's the, yeah, okay. Thank you, Max. Moving on, relocation of the police department office, and I think what we're talking about, and this is to be able to have Max have his own office and Rich have his own office. They both have a lot of phone calls and visitors, and it's hard for them to get something done when the other one is actively engaged. And the idea was the winter transportation building. There's that office where next to the wind sleds that Max has worked with, talked with Arnie, and I think you talked with Pete now to try to.
Ray and I have been there, and Arnie and I have been there, and then I talked to Arnie again today. That space, I don't know how many have been in there, but it's open room. And then there's an office.
Right.
And Arnie, I mean, the open room doesn't really get used. That's kind of unused, but Arnie says that he has files in that office back in there. And initially I had the idea of just putting up a sheetrock wall. So the law enforcement would have the bigger room, the most of it, but there'd be a corridor to Arnie's office and law enforcement could get into the bathroom, but the floor it has in-floor heat, so we can't nail anything to the floor. It's got a drop ceiling, which is a problem, and there's some air duct distribution problems.
That, when that building was built, it was built with a grant. And the grant, that's why there's so much room in that big room. That was supposed to be the staging area for the people in the wintertime to wait for the wind sled. And nobody used it.
Right.
Nobody used it. And it's got a handicapped restroom. It's got that office back there. It's kind of a wasted space. And, now, I mean, that was many, many, many years ago, the building was built.
What about just partitions like in an office?
Well, that's what I say, any kind of partition is a little dicey because you can't nail anything to the floor. And for Arnie's sake, I have to mention, Arnie really wants to keep that office. And one option that wouldn't allow Arnie to keep that office is to come in from the workshop, just make a door that would go to that bathroom, so the workers could have access to the bathroom. But then the law enforcement would want everything else because they need their stuff. They need to be a lockup. They can't have other people in there that
Right.
that could be
Right.
done. We could have a wall, we could have a hole in the concrete wall, so not trivial to do that, but then Ernie would lose his office space, so that's on you guys.
He pretty much keeps his files and stuff.
So
Wind
it's
sleds.
still under discussion
Yeah.
as far as,
As far as Ray and Pete, as far as the doing it, that can be done. I mean, we would have to bid it out. The carpentry work, we could have done that inside, but Pete and Ray don't want to be knocking the concrete wall down. They said we should bid that out.
so but if Arnie gave up that office, we wouldn't need to go through the concrete.
We still do if we want to give the workers who are working on the wind sleds, if their access to a bathroom. That, we would still have to do that.
Okay, no way around that.
I don't see how, unless, the law enforcement wouldn't want them to be able to just walk into their
Got it.
space.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, we'll put this on the next agenda and see if anything in the meantime can be discussed. Unless anybody has any other thoughts or suggestions. Okay. Moving on, the Harbor Commission has recommended to the town board that the winter surcharge be eliminated from the tariff. And so they sent that recommendation to us. If we approve that, it will then go to the Railroad Commissioner for 30 days. And if we do not hear an objection, it would then take effect basically 30 days from when we submit this.
I'll make a motion, we approve the elimination of the winter surcharge.
I'll second that with the discussion.
Moved and seconded, discussion?
I think it's a good idea to remove the surcharge, but how will that affect the revenue?
I'm glad you asked that.
Please tell us.
Yes. So the ferry line has revenue this last year. We're right about at $6 million of revenue for the year. The winter surcharge contributes 17,000.
A year? I mean,
A year.
oh, yeah, for the winter thing.
Yeah, for
Okay.
that whole period.
So not much.
No,
So it really doesn't affect it much at all.
no.
Gotcha.
Any other?
It does affect us a lot.
Yeah, it affects the island.
Majority of the people that are
Yeah.
paying that.
Yeah,
I
yeah. And,
appreciate that they did that.
I mean, frankly, when it was a private business, I can understand why they would do that. Because it does cost them more in the winter to operate. But, the Harbor Commission and I think the town board are aware of who owns the ferry line, which is the people here. And so why should we sort of make them suffer more than, yeah, so, okay. Any other discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next is discussion of Big Bay Town Park Accessibility Design Task Force. And I asked Alex to print off this proposed resolution. And it basically would provide for 7 members appointed by the town board. The Cooper Engineering, and we now have copies of and it's also available online, the Cooper Engineering study from 2023, where there are 4 alternatives laid out. The idea, I think, for this task force is, number one, they would review that earlier study and see if there are any other options. They would engage public, and so let the public know when they're meeting and have public participation, reach out to the tribes, reach out to the DNR. A lot of this is going to be staff work, but they'll be they'll be the group that will make a recommendation to the town board about what design we should consider. Once the town board approves a design, and now it's on to bidding and construction. Once they approve the design, I think that group should sunset and not be, from that point forward, it's really the mechanics of the construction project. And it's not anymore about the design. So we're not going to vote on this tonight, but at our next meeting, and if anyone has any other suggestions, this is the draft resolution to set up. We'd obviously do a sign up list and, try to get good representation from the community. I'm guessing that there will be a lot of people interested.
In this draft resolution, is there any place where it says that about the sunset clause?
Yeah, it's duration, section 5. The task force shall sunset upon approval of a design by the town board unless extended by action of the town board.
At the bottom?
Yeah. So, if there's any discussion, any comments? Moving on, we have to go into closed session, but let's move that closed session to the end with, let's move it to just before new agenda items. Is there a motion to do so?
I'll make a motion. We go into closed session and move,
No, that we move the closed session.
that we move to closed session.
From
5,
5H, I and
J,
J
to,
to after public comment B.
From 5I,
You want
yes,
the new agenda item?
yeah, how
to after.
how about just before,
The new-
item 12?
True, just before item 12.
Is there a
1
second?
second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, vouchers.
I will make a motion to approve the vouchers in the amount of $50,442.22.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Discussion. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Next, minutes. We have 2 sets.
I'll make a motion to approve the regular town boarding meeting minute from December 9th, 2025, and the regular town board meeting minutes from December 22nd, 2025.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, emergency services, fire department. We have a purchase order for ice rescue supplies for $1,720.60. Motion to approve.
I'll make a motion to approve the ice dive rescue supply equipment for $1,720.60.
I'll second.
And seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Motion carries. Public comment B. John?
I'd like to thank the town board for the task force for the committee, putting in a sunset plan for the purpose of the committees doing their job and in this family, which is great, because we have some committees who are, we keep it on for a very long time. Secondly, I'd like to say with grants that the town board will be giving or applying for and stuff like that, take a minute, think about what it's gonna be used for, what the costs are, and what it's gonna cost the town in the future. I'd like to give an example of the solar array. The town borrowed $500,000 at 5%, 5.5% interest. That's $79,000 in interest the town is going to be paying in 5 years. I got the information for how much we pay monthly for electricity bill at the fire hall. The monthly average bill for 2024 was $483. That's $5,796 a year. If we just use that with the interest, we could have paid the electric bill for 14 years. For the amount for the $500,000, which is $500,000, we could have paid that electric bill for 86 years. In 20 to 25 years, those solar panels are going to start coming back, which means future generation is going to have to repay that. So we borrow more money to put up new solar panels. And I think the outcome of what you sell back is 3 cents a kilowatt. So I didn't do the math of how long that's going to take to repay the loan. And when we will actually make money at selling electricity back, that's that. So really think about loans and grants and stuff like that, because we don't want to leave the future generation in debt because it looks good, it sounds good. So my thing is, going green just costs a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Any other public comment? Okay, liquor licenses? Nothing? Lawsuits and legal, any update on?
No, I looked at the court record today, and Judge McKnight is still the judge. There's no hearing scheduled and no paperwork filed for him to recuse himself.
Okay, thank you. Okay, now, is there a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of considering employment, promotion, compensation, or performance evaluation data of any public employee over which the governmental body has jurisdiction or exercises responsibility, in which it is or is likely to become involved in accordance with Wisconsin statutes 19.851C. Is there a motion?
I'll make a motion. We go into closed session for the.
And those would be actually the discussion of compensation adjustment for Public Works Director and accepting the police chief's resignation and appointing a police chief or an interim police chief. So this is a roll call. Mike Anderson?
Yes.
Second. I'll second.
Oh, thank you. Mike Anderson?
Yes.
Amy Baxter?
Yes.
Susan Brenna?
Yes.
A second.
Seconded. Is there any discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? We're back in open session. We have two matters to take up now. The first is a compensation adjustment for the Public Works Director to increase his pay effective January 1st, 2026 to $35 an hour from $33.70 an hour. Is there a motion on
Make it
that?
retroactive, you're talking about?
Yeah.
Make a motion that we approve the compensation adjustment for Pete Wiggins to $35 an hour retroactive to January 1st.
I'll second that.
Moved in second. A discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next, we need to have a motion to both accept the police chief's resignation effective January 23rd, 2026, and to appoint Tom Rossberger as interim police chief effective the same day.
I'll make a motion to accept Bill Defoe's resignation and thank him for his years of service and appoint effective on January 23rd or whatever he put down, and appoint Tom Rossberger to the interim police chief job.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any discussion? All in favor, say aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. New agenda items for future meetings. Well, one thing we've got is the town park accessibility resolution.
Relocation, the police department office. Max had sent me a few things, some insurance policies. We also need to approve the Winslet agreement.
Yes.
Kerber Rose contracts, and there's an ESB inverter waiver that needs to be approved.
Okay.
That's a lot.
Yeah, that is a lot. And by the way,
Was Julie thinking about getting us something by next meeting?
What?
Was Julie, we told Julie that, get us something to look at.
You could put on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and I am not going to be here for our next meeting, and I'll be actually 2 hours ahead of us. Mhm. So one of you is going to, I probably won't even zoom in.
We got to.
Oh, we're gonna have a party.
No.
Take
Take it all.
So I'm going with Michael to St. Thomas for a week.
Oh, fun.
Yes.
That's not allowed.
All right, no fun.
And
With my sister and brother-in-law. So I'll let you all draw straws for that meeting. Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
Second.
Moved and seconded. Any, no, there's no discussion. All in